Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, I just plan to do a short session, and inshallah will be recorded for those who cannot attend. And from next week, inshallah, if we want to continue this in Ramadan, we have to pick another time anyway, because after iftar, it will be difficult after Maghrib during Ramadan to do this talk, inshallah. So today, I just want to get through the khutbah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So basically, here it is in Arabic, and let's go through what the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said about this month. It is narrated by the Sahabi Salman al-Farsi radiyallahu anh, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ on the last day of Sha'ban turned to the Sahaba and said, "O people, a great month is coming upon you, a very blessed month. And in this month, one night is better, that there is a night that is better than 1,000 months." And when in Arabic 1,000 is mentioned, it is actually not only 1,000, it is a form of saying a lot. So when 770, 700, and 1,000 is mentioned in Arabic, it means a lot. Okay? And he continued, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that fasting has been made an obligation and the night prayer a voluntary thing. And he who performs a good deed to get near to Allah in this month, it is as if he performed 70, as if he performed an obligatory deed in another month. So it is 70 times better, because he who performs an obligatory deed in this month is like performing 70 obligatory deeds in that month. So the thing by the what do you call it? The interpretation by the scholars is that every deed is multiplied 70 times. Again, 70 means many times, many times. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ continues that this month is a month of patience, and the reward for patience is Jannah, it's paradise. It's very simple. Fasting is one of the things we do to practice our patience, and that requires patience. There are many other things as well. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that this is a month of being compassionate with the people and feeling for them, feeling for the poor. And in this month, the sustenance of the believers increased. What does that mean? In another hadith, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that the sustenance is written for everybody, but the sustenance of a believer increased, meaning he will find it more barakah, in his sustenance when he fasts this month. And whoever breaks the fast of the fasting person, then his sins will be forgiven and he will be saved from the fire, and he will receive a reward similar to the reward of that fasting person without taking any of the fasting person's reward away. And the companions then asked the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that some of us don't have anything to give to break the fast of the other person. We have nothing to offer. Then he said, even if you give one date or a sip of water or a sip of milk, you're still included in that reward, subhanAllah. And the Prophet says the first 10 days of the month are mercy from Allah. You ask for Allah's mercy. So that is what is like the theme of the first 10 days. Not that the mercy is not there in the rest, but this is the main point. In the middle 10 days, it is the forgiveness of Allah, and in the last 10 days, 9 or 10 days, it is freedom from the fire of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whoever makes, he continues, burden light for his slaves. So even nowadays, if there are people who are employers and they make things easy for their employees to spend more time in worship in this month, then they get a lot of reward. Allah will forgive them and free them from the fire. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that you have to do 4 things in abundance. What are those 4 things? 2 of them, he said, is for additional pleasure of Allah, and 2 of them you cannot do without. The first 2 are saying, La ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, the testimony of faith, right? And seeking Allah's forgiveness, astaghfirullah. And the other two things that you cannot do without is seeking Jannah and seeking refuge from the fire. So Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-Jannah, asking plural for all of us, wa na'udhu bika minan nar, right? And whoever gives water to a fasting person, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Allah will give him from the Kawthar. The Kawthar is a very special fountain of water given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that that water will suffice them until they enter Jannah, meaning they will not feel thirsty on the day of judgment once they've had that water, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself will give that water. So that was just the khutbah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to his Sahaba when they uh, were about to witness a month of Ramadan with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So inshallah, with that we'll conclude, and inshallah we have like approximately 2 more sessions of Surah Al-Fatiha to get and finish the climax of that surah. So inshallah, with that we conclude, and it was just a short session today, but inshallah it will be very beneficial if we can practice on these things and make a goal in this month of Ramadan of what we want to do. If we leave something for the sake of Allah, Allah gives us something better. This is what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. So if we can leave a bad habit, if we can develop a good habit, even if it's small, we stay consistent on it throughout the year until the next Ramadan, inshallah. Then this is what a goal that we're trying to look forward to. Okay, Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.